So, a couple of updates. One, I recently did some damage to this cycle and I had super cloudy water. I was doing everyday water changes and it wasn't clearing up, and I basically figured I had restarted my cycle. So I threw this giant wad of hornwort in here and it's already like 75% better than what it was. So as much as I would like to nicely scape my shrimp tanks, I think I'm going to let the hornwort do its thing and grow, because they seem to really like perching all over it and using it, so why not? So I think I'm gonna let these, maybe I'll keep some of the Anubias, but the hornwort just really seems to keep it clear for how much is in each of these tanks. So, I mean, I removed a bunch of snails already and fed snacks to the puffers, and so I have tons of snails in each tank, baby fish in each tank, tons of shrimp in each tank. So the hornwort is really helping these tanks. So I think they're just basically going to become a growth for hornwort. Up here I have a new batch of these dragon. Be sure that right there, and these females, I just moved them into this tank. This is going to be the permanent tank for this line, and then I have been slowly painting my tanks blue. I just used a simple spray can I picked up from Walmart. So this will be the red mosaic tank. This will be the dragon tank, and then I'll probably do the half black and whites up there, and then my betas in here. I do have my extra guy in the 20 gallon that I just got, and then in here I have my, they're hiding up here because I don't know if these pearl scale Danios are spawning, but they have just been darting around like crazy in and out in that back corner. So they're kind of like avoiding the chaos up there. Maybe I can shoo them out a little bit by lighting it up some. But that's the half moon. Sunset half moon, I think. So, and my Amazon is doing a ton better. So then down here, I think I'm going to take out the dirt. I really haven't been liking the dirt substrate, and go with just the black gravelly looking fluval type substrate. So these are my purple mosaics. I'm doing a water change on my Santa ribbons. I haven't even drilled to run a line yet to run the sponge filter. All I've had is just a giant amount of hornwort in there, and it's staying clean. And Rick and Morty. I'm pretty sure that's Rick and that's Morty, though Morty's getting pretty big. And Rick's tail's all healed up, so I can't really tell. But they're doing fine. And then up here, eventually I'd like to clean this up and turn this into my Lamprolatus gold tank. I would like to carry the shell dwellers. But that's just up here for now with some cherry shrimp and one baby ribbon tail I missed. So this tank, I did just do a water change on it yesterday, but then I stirred it up. So This is my first time keeping rainbow fish, and one of these blue turquoise was actually trying to spawn. Pretty sure it's that one because you can still see how his head is a little yellow. Was really trying to flirt with and spawn with one of the Bosmani, I think it's pronounced. I don't know if they can cross. I don't know if they should be crossed. You know, eventually I'd like to get them their own separate tanks. The turquoise and the Bosmani separate. Like each have a 75, but for now, they're in here doing fine. And the cherry barbs are doing fine, and I've been throwing my extra guppies in here. So, on the discussion of goldfish, I've had a few things that have really just pooped on my parade when it comes to goldfish. First, I really love butterflies, and this time of year I always end up with one or two of my favorites that are egg-bound, eggy, floaty. No matter what I do, no matter what I treat, I can't reverse it, and it just steadily gets worse. And I'm at that with one of my absolute favorites right now, and that frustrates me. And then I've spoken before about toxicity in the goldfish hobby, and I recently had someone I thought was a friend in the hobby basically completely side with a vendor who I'm sure he gets good deals with. You know, I'd really try and be, as you can see, it's one of my favorite fish, one of my Amy fish, and it's floaty. But I really try and be open with people about issues with vendors, because then you know what you're looking for, and then you know what to treat. And people don't like that because there are certain people that get perks from vendors, I guess. And this is somebody I really trust and have sent fish to on my own money and really looked up to and admired. And they basically implied that I was a horrible person and for standing up about vendors. And after years of helping out with Goldfish Keepers, the online Facebook group, I was actually kicked out for trying to stand up for members. So, and then if that wasn't enough, I had, you know, it's not the time to ship, but I really needed to thin the herd of the babies to just the ones I really want to push. So I packed up 42 of my babies and drove them up to the local fish store, and she would only give me 50 cents each in credit. I got $1.50 each for my blue shrimp, and I got 50 cents for the goldfish that were like this size, you know, ones I had spent a couple months grooming. 50 cents. You know, I could probably get more if I'm willing to risk shipping, but all I have is the post office available, and let's face it, they do not treat my boxes very good, and I've not had good luck with them. So it's really hard to want to breed goldfish, or, you know, I'm still going to obviously do my goldfish tanks and my goldfish rescuing some. You know, I have plans to expand into a greenhouse. Trying to still clean it up back here, but as for being nothing but goldfish, I've kind of been soured on them lately, and I'm having more fun with my other fish, we'll say. You know, goldfish will always be my first love, but it is such a toxic hobby to be in sometimes. So, oh, my Corys are out. So, I think I'm going to have fun trying to dabble in breeding some other types of fish. Maybe start doing these swaps. I dropped my little tool in there. You know, I've got my orange flash pair set up with their own tank. They did not spawn in that little rock, and I think it's because it was too open. So I picked up this other triple one that's a little more closed off in hopes that will entice them. So I'm going to try breeding these guys. I'm doing my guppies. I'd like to try the Lamprolatus Gold. I want to do angelfish again. I have successfully bred angelfish, but I would like to do it again with a color pattern I really want to keep. So I'm looking into the blue and green Pinoy dark colored ones. So I placed an order with Angel Mania, which has some good and bad reviews. We'll see what happens. But that's my plan at the moment. I'm still gonna go ahead with getting my pond in and getting my single tails and my koi out in the pond, and still keep doing my rescuing while there's meds available and everything. But I'm really just sick of the drama with goldfish at the moment. So somebody asked me, this is a lot